ladies and gentlemen, it's Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
We're so proud to be here, aren't we?
We are proud to be
always
here,
are.
always,
Absolutely.
every time.
Yeah.
I'm a little frustrated over our nation's happening yesterday. That's bothered me.
People just got to kill somebody, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I know, it makes me
crazy?
very sad. Yeah.
It is. I mean, go kill yourself.
You know, why is that not a first choice?
Don't run in and
Don't
start
run.
blowing other people away.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
amazing how many mentally disturbed people are out there these days. I mean, that would, that have security clearances to be in that kind of facility. So,
That was
Well,
Yeah,
evidently, they said that the young man had been in trouble numerous times in the military and had been
right.
been released from the military because of those situations, and they turn right around and give him clearance to go into a shipyard.
Well, none of the offenses I think that he was had been
no.
charged with were
They weren't big.
They weren't felonies. They weren't
They were
big,
not
so,
big.
Anyway.
he just cracked up, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh well,
I'm
there's
sad about
always a
that.
trail of tears,
there is, and it's just.
and if you look
It's a
deep
bit
enough, you'll
frustrating.
find what you need
I hope so.
to deal with it. What about this beautiful weather? Didn't we
Oh,
have a
man.
glorious weekend?
Absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for more.
No humidity. That that sky was just that blue. It's just piercing.
That's one of the good things about living where we live, because we'll get a few of those days every year.
Every spring and every fall, we get
right.
about 4, 5, 6 those days that are
Right.
just perfect.
And you need to grab onto it.
Oh, heavens,
Hold
go
fast,
sit on
yeah.
the porch with Mom and them.
Football people were happy, weren't they?
Football people were all
They were
kinds
very
of happy.
Right.
One of my favorite sayings that Peggy came up with, Mom and them.
Mom and them.
Mom and them, yeah.
Let's
right.
squeak.
Yeah,
I do study diction with students.
exactly.
But there's a lot of those.
One of
There's a lot of
my
those.
one of my favorite sayings that Jerry Harris, who works What a Horse, we work What a Horse together, is "I'm fixing to go do this."
I'm fixing.
I'm fixing. That's one of my favorites right there as well. Anyway.
Well, you know, one thing, when I grew up, I kept hearing people talk about the barns. Did you know what the barns were down at Beech Grove? I lived at Beech Grove, grew up on a farm, and I always imagined there was this place that had hundreds and thousands of barns. And come to find out, it was the barren land. And they called it was the Barons, and everybody called it the Barns. And I had this great vision that one day I would see.
Were you upset when you got down there and there was nothing
I think
there?
I was grown.
Nothing around.
That's
Nothing
really
around.
amazing, yeah. Southern dialogue.
Yeah, it's
good.
great. That's great. That's why we're here.
I know. Yeah.
You know,
why we're
sometimes
here,
I'm
'cause we love
amazed at myself because I got this old, and there's still things that I don't
There's still things you don't know?
that I don't know.
Is that
you know.
possible?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of things I
mean,
don't know.
Particularly in the news end of this deal.
There's
a
some
lot
things
of,
you don't need to know, Jimmy.
You're probably right. There's some things I don't want to know.
I know.
You know, so. But particularly in the news end of this thing, a lot of times I find myself having to go back and let me see what that word actually means. You know,
Exactly.
that sort of thing. You know.
There's new words every day.
Yeah.
And that all of that stuff changes. I'm the world's probably the worst speller in the world.
No, Beverly Long is.
Because, well, I can write a paragraph and use the same word in it 3 times and spell it 3 different ways, because it's just how, when it comes through my mind at that point, whatever letters seem appropriate, that's what I throw in there.
People can read it. Don't you haven't you gotten these things on email where all the words are mixed up with letters
Yeah, I've
and
seen that,
backwards?
yeah.
That's easy to read.
Right.
So you don't have to
I mean,
spell it.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with grammar, but my spelling. But grammar's even changed. The rules in grammar have even changed.
How do you change those rules?
Well, used to, if you had a list of things, there was comma, 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 and then you said and, you didn't put a comma
That's
after
right.
and. Now
Now
you do.
you do. That's right.
So somebody, that stuff. Somebody thinks they're smarter than whoever came up with it. So they change it, and then that makes those of us who learned it in school wrong,
True.
because you don't have time to keep up with all that stuff unless you're a grammatician.
A grammatician?
If that's such a word, but I couldn't spell that right either.
Grammatologist?
Grammatologist. Yeah, grammatology.
Could be.
That would
I don't
be.
think that's a word, but it might be. Who knows?
We've got some great people on our show
Yeah,
today.
we have a lot of good stuff
We have
happening.
some nice things that are going to be talked about. I hope
Around
people are
here.
going to stick around and watch.
Yeah, and good music. There's the 41A festival that's coming to town That's next weekend.
Next weekend.
And so we're gonna discuss that a little bit and play a song by at some point during the show by Will Hogue, who is Ed Hogue's nephew and had a Grammy-nominated song last year.
Wonderful.
And he's going to be the closer on Friday night.
And Valerie Buckner's coming back with Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks is going to
They're
be
always
here.
fun.
Yeah, so that's next weekend. It's going to be a big deal.
I hope
next
we'll have
weekend.
the same weather.
Oh yeah.
That'd
Wouldn't that
be
be
nice.
nice? It would be wonderful.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Becky Shelton's on the dislocated. She's our dislocated artist. You never know where you're going to find her. She's
I love
not
her project.
disjointed. She's just dislocated.
I love
But
the project.
how do you be dislocated when you're comfortable everywhere you go? You can't be dislocated.
She's
She's not
okay.
dislocated. She's just in a different place.
And she's here today with a great idea, and I'm not going to tell you what it is.
No,
You're
you
excited
have to
about it. I can
watch
tell.
and
You love it,
see.
don't you?
Yeah, I do
You
love
have to
that.
watch and
You know.
see what this is all
Yeah,
about.
but you let me wait till she
it's
comes
good.
on before
It's
you
a good
find out
thing.
about it. But
It's a good thing.
yeah,
And we're going to talk about Let Freedom Ring.
Let Freedom
coming up in
Ring is
October.
coming up, and then we have some folks from the Codes Department. Not Codes Department, the Codes School over in Deason, outside of
Lynn
Shelbyville.
Farrah's here to tell us about CASA, and we'll discuss that later because I probably don't have a clue what it
Casa,
means.
that's a Mexican restaurant, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I don't think
could
that's what she's here to talk about.
No, it's not.
But just like always, we're just full of information and a lot of fun. And what are you hollering about back there? Philip's
Yeah.
hollering from the back. That means we've forgotten something. No, he's just hollering.
He's just hollering.
I'm
He's
just
hollering.
and I've said this a number of times. We used to be really high tech here, John. If you recall that one of us on the set like this, we always had an earpiece where now we just trashed all that. We don't communicate like that anymore. We just holler at each other.
Just holler in the back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
All the rest of them, if you've noticed how good we are at doing this, watch the Today Show. They're acting like us now. We don't act like them, they're acting like us.
They're more laid back, aren't they?
More laid back, and you see more behind the scenes shots, and you see them, they have finally figured out that people are uncomfortable with perfection.
Yeah.
Most people are, because most people aren't perfect.
Aren't perfect. That's true.
And it's okay to make a mistake.
I just want to have people like Carol Burnett back, where they just did their shows live and they laughed if they got, if something funny happened and it was okay.
yeah.
I
Because
love
that's what
that.
makes it good.
And nobody had canned laughter. That's
No.
the worst thing in
Right.
the world.
Well, you can tell immediately what
Yeah,
it
but it's the
is.
same sound every time. Ta-da! And what they're laughing at is not even funny.
Not
It doesn't
funny.
even make sense.
Not funny. Red Skelton. I can remember laughing at Red Skelton. And the other day I was watching something on YouTube of Groucho Marx.
Loved him. Yeah.
And that little show that he had where
His
they
little
would
mustache with
that
his
mustache
cigar.
and a big old cigar, and I mean those people were just funny. Mm-hmm. And
Robin
clean,
Williams-
and never said a cuss word.
True.
Never. Some stuff might have been just a little bit, maybe towards
Shady,
center,
but-
never over the edge.
No.
Right.
But Robin
because it
Williams
didn't
is
have to
coming
be.
back to TV.
He
That might be
is,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a normal.
I loved Robin Williams.
Yeah.
All those crazy people.
Yeah, and we were talking about the earpieces and all the technology kind of thing now, and I'm thinking back now, and we did a lot of live TV then.
Yes.
A lot of stuff we do now is on tape, but we did a lot of stuff was live. Most everything we did, but those earpieces were really cool till you got one of our producers who was our partner at the time, and you're on live, and he's not really talking to me, but he's
back there talking.
he's wearing somebody out. I mean, he's cussing somebody out, and you're out here on
And you're
live
here.
TV.
Having to smile like
Yeah,
nothing's
and that's in your ear, You're hearing that, all that in your ear, I have gotten to the point where I've had to take it out of my ear because I absolutely could not think.
I've always hated to work with those things. It's just too much going on. My brain won't handle it.
Where are you playing next?
Actually, in Winchester at the Armory on October 6th, we are playing for Let Freedom Ring.
Okay, so that's your next.
That's
your
thing,
next
and
gig.
we're going to talk about that today.
We had a great annual meeting at South Jackson the other
we
night,
not?
and,
Oh, that was
had a
awesome.
dinner.
We were
and
catered to. That was
and it was a
wonderful.
lot of fun. And we're going to bring you some video from that here later on
We
in
need
the
to
show.
thank your wife and Catherine for all
Yeah,
that hard
they did a
work.
good job.
And the
They did a
office
really
staff
good job.
at South Jackson. That
You know, a
was
lot
great.
of people. Kenny Pack was there. Kenny and Janie were there, and we had a dinner and we had it on stage, and it was called On Stage at South Jackson. It's what the general membership meeting was called this year. And Fran had Southern Electric come in there and hang a chandelier
I know, I love that.
in the middle of the stage, and like a dining hall.
and we had tables with napkins.
Tables and beautiful long stem roses, red roses, thanks to Janie at the flower shop. And you know, Kenny and I heard several people say, well, this is the first time I've been on stage.
Well, and it made
A lot of them had never been on
Exactly.
stage.
Yeah, I bet
you're right.
Been on
I
a
bet
stage
you're right.
it was
before.
nice to not feel like a peon and a workhorse. You know, we were treated royally. It was very
Yeah,
nice.
the food was excellent. Everybody brought some food, and it's a lot of fun. And Don Jones was playing guitar.
What a talent
So,
he is.
So it
You
was,
remember
it was a
Don?
wonderful event.
I do.
Plays guitar, acoustic. It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's been on up here.
I wished I'd have seen that because
should have been there. We should have
thinking back, I
invited you.
think I've only been on stage at South Jackson one time, and
With the goats.
and I was there with John, and we were hosting an event, and we had about 8 goats that were running around up there with us, you know.
What could be better
and
than
you
a
can
goat
imagine the residue that's generated with goats running around on the stage up there, and John and I are kind of step around that.
Remember that. What was that?
It
was some kind of
it was a
karaoke
karaoke
event.
fundraiser for somebody.
Yeah.
And the girls from the dance company, the little girls from the dance company were a part of it, and they wouldn't go out on the stage because all the little goat stuff that was laying around everywhere. It was amazing. It was amazing. Just like this show is amazing. Folks, what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick, unless y'all have something else to say.
No.
Probably not.
Are we done? We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't you go away. We have some great information for you today. It's going to be a fun show. We'll be right back after these messages.
What is Rotary? We're a network of people like you. In fact, we're the original social network. More than 1 million of us live just about everywhere you can think of. And we mean everywhere. We get together to exchange ideas, grow our businesses, and make new friends. We volunteer to help our own communities or someone else's. We're right around the corner. Come join us. The name is Rotary. Rotary International. You're welcome.
This facility was built literally on the international date line to bring Charter customers tomorrow's technology first. Like Charter Internet, which was just made faster again. With speeds up to 100 megs, you can download a movie in 2 minutes. The #1 internet service provider in the nation. Click.
Fogelman, good luck with the presentation tomorrow.
Already nailed it.
Get Charter Internet Express for only $19.99 a month.
All right, here. Welcome back to Living. I'm Marilyn Ewing. It's always a pleasure to be here, right here at Living on the set. It's always wonderful because something's always going on in Shelbyville and Bedford County. Of course, mark your calendars. If you haven't already, it is the big fire hall, Fire Codes Academy there in Bedford County, having that big barbecue, and it's coming up just around the corner. In fact, on Monday, September 23rd, I do believe. Roger Hawk is joining us on the show today. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
Good. Always.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak with someone on this event. This has been going on actually for some time. How many years?
It's been going on for several years. It's
Yeah.
sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. They moved to the facility at Deason at the Fire and Codes Academy 3 years ago. So this will be our 3rd year to have the event hosted
Sure.
at the academy.
And what's so exciting about that is the fact that individuals can tour the facility. There's some activities and things going on, probably music, lots of great food as well.
Yes, ma'am. We start tours of the campus at 4 o'clock, and we'll tour up until 5 o'clock, which is when the meal's served. We have group coming to perform music for us while we eat, and then afterwards the Shelbyville Fire Department and the Bedford County Fire Department are going to do a demonstration on live firefighting training on our drill field. So we're excited about that as well, and we're going to do that after the meal this year so that more people have time to stay and watch it instead of doing it beforehand.
Now give us a little sneak peek as to what an individual can expect at the Fire Codes Academy. What is this facility about?
Well, it's 328 acres of land off of Unionville-Deason Road that we train about 8,000 firefighters and codes enforcement officials a year there. And we have different buildings that support different types of classes, whether it's a codes class or a fire class. And we'll be touring those. We've got a fully functional fire station that at this time of year we have recruit firefighters who are just beginning their career in the fire service, living in that fire station and maintaining that equipment and using it as part of their 10 weeks of training while they're there. So they're doing a lot of training. They're going to be hungry for barbecue come next Monday night.
Now, when you say recruit, now is this inside the entire state of Tennessee, or how far does this go?
We have students from all across the state. But it's not required. Some departments have their own training organizations that provide their own training, typically the larger cities. But we have people that will attend from Memphis to Mountain City and all points in between.
Sure. Give me the ratio between the men and women. Do we have a lot of women as firefighters?
They're about 10% in the fire service in the state of Tennessee. A little more than that nationally, but that's what we're seeing and experiencing in Tennessee.
Exactly. This facility can compare to what? What other facility in the area?
Similar type facilities are located here in Tullahoma, the Corrections Institute Academy here, and then the Law Enforcement Academy in Donaldson, Tennessee is also a similar type academy for their particular industry. Ours is unique across the country in that it combines fire and codes both, which we're the only one of its kind in the United States of that nature.
Exactly, exactly. Now, coming up on Monday, as we mentioned, the big barbecue, lots of things going on. We just kind of touched the top of this thing. It's a lot of door prizes, as we mentioned, food, and just a whole lot of fun going on.
Yes, ma'am, a whole lot of fun and raising funds for the fire service in Bedford County. The proceeds go to the two fire departments and the supporting agencies there to do public education, buy more smoke alarms if needed, different things that they need to try to help prevent fires and educate the community, and that's what it's all about. And enjoy some good music and certainly some good barbecue while we're
absolutely. Don't want to really skim over the fact that the smoke alarms and such are extremely important, especially at this time of the year. We encourage individuals to change the batteries and that type of thing, around daylight savings time. I think that's when we start.
Change your clock, change your battery, yes ma'am, and we do that in the spring and the fall at the change of the clocks. And smoke alarms are very important in the state of Tennessee. The State Fire Marshal's Office received a grant to buy 20,000 smoke alarms. Earlier in the year, we have provided training for the people that are installing those, which are firefighters and community active organizations, churches, civic groups, and interested individuals. We've put those 20,000 out. We've bought another 20,000 the Fire Marshal's Office has to put those out, and we're very fortunate in that as of now we have 34 documented saves of lives that would and most likely would have been lost without those alarms being installed, just from those 20,000 that we've got up. So that's how important it is to have a working smoke alarm.
Incredible. Are we well equipped when it comes to equipment, manpower, all of the things that we need in Bedford County?
Yes, in Bedford County, I think we're very well equipped.
Wow. Yeah. As far as trucks and all of the bells and whistles.
There's always room for more improvements, as you might imagine. But both the city and the county have done a very good job, and the city of Bell Buckle as well, in trying to keep modern equipment, keeping their firefighters trained, and working forward to try to progress and prevent fires and save the loss of life.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned Bell Buckle, because it's actually a joint effort there in Bedford County when it comes to War Trace, Normandy, Bell Buckle, Unionville, Shelbyville. All of these individuals come together together if need to do the job that they do.
Yes, ma'am.
And we can't commend them enough for the wonderful things that they do.
And it's a good mix of career and volunteers. As you know, there are a lot of volunteers
That's right.
in the fire service, not only in Bedford County, but across the state. 75 to 80% of the firefighters all across the state of Tennessee are volunteer. They're not being rewarded for that pay-wise. They're being rewarded for it emotionally, and that's a good thing to have that kind of involvement from people that are interested in their community.
That's absolutely correct. Roger, again, the event is coming up on Monday. The Fire Codes Academy for individuals that may not know exactly how to get there. It's Unionville Deason Road, I think.
That's correct. 2161 Unionville Deason Road. If you're coming out of Shelbyville, go north on Highway 231 to the Midway Diner or the Ransom United Methodist Church, and turn west right there, or left if you're coming out of Shelbyville. We're down about 5 miles on the right.
Right.
Look forward to having a good crowd.
Sure, and those tours begin at 4 o'clock?
Tours begin at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Start eating at 5, and tickets are available at the Chamber of Commerce.
There you go. 684-3482, I think that is
that's
for the
correct.
Shelbyville Bedford County Chamber of Commerce. Roger, it's a pleasure speaking with you on this event, and certainly hope it goes well. I look forward to it each and every year. I know Mom has a big hand in getting a lot of those door prizes, so that's going to be a wonderful thing. It's got some good stuff to give away. So commend you, the Chamber, the Fire Codes Academy, and all of the individuals involved in this year's event and the years to come as well.
Thank you. It's a great opportunity to serve as the host for this great event.
All right. Roger Hawk, of course, the big event is Monday, September 23rd, Fire Codes Academy there in Bedford County, the big Fire Hall Barbecue. That's another segment of Living. Hang on. We'll be back right after this.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Your family's favorite show shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs, so now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I made mention earlier about this person that floats around. She just shows up in all kinds of different places. Her real name is Becky Shelton, and she is the dislocated artist who has located herself in the chair right next to me. And explain breakfast. Yeah. Explain what is going on over here beside you.
Well, these are bras, and it's painted bra for a cause. Next month is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and however you could do any better is paint bras for awareness. And what we are doing is over in my studio on October the 8th or October the 10th, I'm having people come in.
Not working at it.
Your mic's not working.
Oh, hi. Let's start over.
Now it is.
Okay.
We heard.
October the 8th and 10th, I'm having people that would like to sign up and come into my studio and paint a bra. And we're going to hang the bras all over the Merchants of Cokers, and then inviting the public to come in and vote for their favorite bra. And the proceeds are going to go to breast cancer.
And it's called the Save the Tatas campaign.
Save the Tatas. And I've had a lot of good response.
Bet you
Yeah, I have. In fact, Jack Daniels is the first company that's called and said they want to do this. And so they're doing it for their lady folks up at the plant. And they're coming in and painting bras after they get a mammogram done, or if they already had one done, they're going to paint a bra. And they're going to hang the bras all over the plant, so that's going to be a sight.
At Jack Daniels?
Yes.
They're going to hang bras at Jack Daniels. This is incredible. What a great idea. Now, you were telling me about what you do to the bras to make them
firm,
make them paintable, and you have a sizing or something you use?
I have a homemade sizing that I paint on the bra, so they'll be more like a canvas. So when you paint on them, the fabric's not sinking down and everything. They're hard canvas when I get done with them.
Right.
And it doesn't take very long for them to dry. So I kind of need to get the bras before the big nights. And so I got bras laying all over my studio that I'm painting with this sizing, and it's kind of funny because people walk in and they go, "Where's your artwork?" And then they just double take at the bras.
Well, you said that Russ Cradle owns the Coker building.
Right.
And you were hanging them up in the tree outside for them to dry?
Yes.
And Russ drives up and there's bras hanging in the tree outside the building.
That's when I was going through the test phase of trying to figure out how to make the bras stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to get them to dry fast, and it was one of those hot, windy days that we had. And so I had bras hanging all over his tree. And
so now my question is, people can come in, they can, what does it cost to paint a bra?
It's $35.
$35. You supply the bra, the paint, and everything.
Right.
$35, and then there will be money donated toward the favorite bra.
Right.
That goes to breast cancer.
Right.
What are going to happen to the bras after the competition?
They have a choice. Now, somebody approached me with the GWFC, the Women's Club. Ann Wonder approached me and said they have a big fundraiser thing coming up the end of October. And she said the people that are interested in selling their bras, that don't want to keep their bras that they painted, they were going to bring them to that fundraiser and do an auction. So there's going to be another way of these making money for breast cancer.
Off of these bras. So, well, that's a great idea. So you can paint your bra
and have it donated for auction.
And then that's really good.
Or if you want to keep your bra, now there's some people that are painting the bras and they're doing it from memory of, and are sending it to friends that's fighting this disease now.
Right.
I've lost a very good friend, Jenny Copeland, to breast cancer, and so I'll probably be painting one in memory of Jenny.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of ways that these painted bras are probably going to hang on somebody's wall that's special, or they'll be auctioned off for somebody special. But all the proceeds that from the bras are going to go to breast cancer research.
All right. Now, give everybody again another idea how they can find you.
Okay.
And
my studio is right behind the Merchants of Coker's building, which is the big old Coca-Cola building.
Right.
Everybody knows the Coca-Cola building.
Wilson Avenue.
Right, next door to Wendy's, across street from you.
Right.
And my studio's in the back. The Save Your Tatas party, you need an RSVP, which I'm on Facebook, Dislocated Artist. I do have a website. You can RSVP and let me know you're coming. So I'll have your bra all ready. You come and paint either on Tuesday night, October the 8th, and I have Thursday night, October the 10th, between 6 to whenever we get done painting the Tata bras.
Okay. All right. And your phone number?
My phone number is 581-4627.
All right.
And that rings directly to me.
Thank you for your thoughtfulness. I mean, you always amaze me how you come up with different ideas and use. Becky's really good. She's a really good recycler.
Yeah.
She uses everything she can find and turns it into an art project. And this is just another example of how bright you are in using different things for good causes. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you, John.
All righty.
Y'all come paint a bra.
There you go. We'll
paint
be
a
right
bra for a cause.
There you go. We'll be right back after these messages.
There you go.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop Sack Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and the end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, spring promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
If you like HDTV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
Today I'm going to represent the South Jackson Civic Center. I'm the Performing Arts Chairman, and one of the great events that we're bringing to you this year at South Jackson Civic Center is the Rigney family, and we're proud today that we have some clip for you to watch. The Rigneys. there's always some good things happening at South Jackson Civic Center. And I understand that we're going to show some clips from our annual meeting that we have at South Jackson once a year to honor our volunteers. And this year, Fran Gray and the office staff went out of their way and put a program on stage, and they called it On Stage at South Jackson. So we were all there on stage. We'd like to show that now.
And this is the annual membership meeting at South Jackson Civic Center, and they're coming on stage this year. The meeting is going to be held on stage, and there's food galore. Look at all that luscious food. Look at those two pretty girls right there, huh? Getting it ready. There's food, and there's flowers on the tables, and the stage is decorated. And look at that. Even hung a chandelier for the event. And our friend Don Jones is playing guitar. Yeah, he's a friend of South Jackson. There he is. So it's in the auditorium in the center. The seats are empty, but it's all about keeping them full during the year. And they're in line coming in to the annual meeting at South Jackson Civic Center. And it's a good-looking deal up there on stage. Membership meeting at South Jackson Civic Center. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty with those tall roses on the table? Everybody with their plates full. Don Jones playing on the guitar. There's Fran. She probably planned every bit of it.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Hi, this is Peter, and I work for the American Red Cross. During events like this, people are always asking how they can help. For just an hour of your time, and a little stick in the arm, you too can help save a life. There's always a constant need for blood. Make an appointment with the American Red Cross and donate some blood. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or go online to redcrossblood.org. Thank you.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo fiend, music fan, video streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Hello, folks. We're back, and I have a lovely lady here today with me, and I say that for many reasons. One is she's a woman who was born and raised in Tullahoma, left and came back, and is very involved. She's also my aunt, Miss Dot Watson. Good morning, Dot. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Good. You know, over the years, Dot has been so involved in so many things. And what is your project that you're here to talk about this morning?
Our Literacy Council, which is a not-for-profit organization, is getting ready to open a used bookstore. And it will be in Northgate Mall. We have our grand opening on the 27th, a week from Friday, and with the ribbon cutting by the chamber, and we're really excited about it. Now, the Literacy Council has a big job, and our mission is to help support the adult basic education program in Coffee County, and to provide ESL classes, and to help students get the GED.
Okay. And now where will you get the books?
People in the community have been donating them. Some of the churches that have had yard sales have given us their books that didn't sell, but some great ones we have. I see you have Grisham and books here. We have quite a few of those. We have books by David Baldacci, some John Steinbeck, old ones, and just all kinds of books, and they're divided so that people can find the things they're interested in. And
these books are for sale.
Yes, at minimal cost.
At minimal cost. You can still use, well, of course, if people are buying them, you'll always need more books.
Right, exactly.
You can't have too many books, can you?
No. So many people say they like to use the e-readers, but then there are a number of people who say, I still like the feel of holding a book.
Oh, yes.
Turning the page, being able to go back to where I've just read more easily. And so we think there will be a great demand. We have magazines too, and we're putting those out in a basket that people can have at no cost.
Oh.
We have tons of cookbooks, we have religious books, health books.
So somebody might could go over there and find that exact treasure that you've been looking for, because I like to look through old books because of the covers. I bought a book for 50 cents to use on the set here because I like the way the cover looked, and I ended up reading it. It was David Rockefeller's memoirs, which was probably one of the best books I've ever read. So you never know what you're going to find.
The people at the Grand Lux Inn often get coffee table books when we have our book sales, and they use those there, and they like to change them out because they have repeat visitors there often.
So it looks nice.
It does.
Looks nice. So this is a great idea. And again, this is going to happen when?
Friday week, the 27th, and then we will be open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 12. And then from 4 to 6, so people as they get off work can come by. And on Saturday from 10 to 12, it'll be staffed with volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, come by and see us. We'd love to have you. But there's one other thing I'd like to tell you. The reason we're doing this, there's been a change in the state, the way that adult education is done. It's not provided through the Department of Education, but the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. And we used to have our own entity here, each county did. But this past summer they changed that, so we are now grouped with 3 counties, Bedford County, Warren County, and Coffee County. And so there's a greater need. We know that people who complete their education and get their GED stand to increase their salary by about $9,000. We had one graduate several years ago who told us recently his salary has tripled since he got his GED.
Yeah, that's great.
And the one other thing is that the GED here has cost $50 a person, and we have been joyful to be able to provide that for the students. Right. But that cost, they're changing it. It's all going to be computerized now, and the cost is going up to $120. And
let's make it easier by making it more expensive, huh?
And so we will still try to provide that $50 per person towards that, right. But they will have to pick up the difference unless we have some great windfall where we can help.
Let's hope for a windfall.
Let's hope so. But it's just, it helps our community when people can get their GED, and we think there are about 9,000 adults in Coffee County who do not have their GED or a high school diploma. And if they get that and they earn a better salary, then that helps the community and the economy of the community.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
And so
it gives a person self-esteem.
It does.
And it makes them feel better about themselves, and that radiates through their family to their children, and maybe will help to keep their children involved. And so that one step is not just building a family, but building a community as well.
Well, we're hoping that it goes well. We hope everyone will come out. We have a ton of children's books. So there's something for everybody there. So please come out and visit.
All right. Doc Watson, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thanks. I love what I do.
You. I know you do. Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
I thought Red Cross does Katrina. They don't help single moms.
Hi.
What happened to our house last year about your birthday?
It flooded and the water flooded out. Yeah.
The Red Cross arranged the hotel for us. They gave me that break, that leverage to be able to get it together and take care of them, I feel like we've come full circle.
Like that. This is how I'll do it.
There you go.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
A salute to the never wasters, the coupon clippers, switch flippers, one last drop of milk drippers, the thoughtfully thrifty, and the just plain cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
Welcome back. One of the big passions in my life is my love for the military and their sacrifices to our nation. And today I'm so honored to have on the set with me Gail Haywood. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you.
She's in charge of something we're going to talk about, and Sergeant Major, Larry Williams. I was fixing to say two things at once. I am so pleased at what you guys are doing. This event is coming up in October, and it's called Let Freedom Ring. So, Gail, tell me a little bit about how this got started.
Actually, it started at my church. I go to a very small church in Tullahoma, and we have several veterans there, and I just decided that I would like to do something for Veterans Day.
And I think you're a military brat, aren't you?
Yes, I sure am. I sure am. I'm a flag waver. But I just decided I'd like to do something. My pastor said, go ahead. Well, I started talking to people, and in about 6 weeks, I figured out that it was not going to fit in my church.
And so you had to move it.
We had to move it. First year we did it at the Franklin County High School.
And this is October 6th, by the way.
Yes, October 6th. And so it grew from there.
It grew and grew and grew. And this year on October 6th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to be at the National
Guard Armory in Winchester.
Where's that located?
It's at 311 Wilton Avenue.
Wilton Avenue. And all veterans are invited?
All veterans, all military. We want the public to come out and say thank you.
And
we want the room filled to capacity.
And the wives and spouses?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Larry, how did you get involved in this project?
Well, it was, I believe, in August 4 years ago that this young lady, along with her daughter, who I thought was just her young sister, came into my office and talked about how she wanted to honor her father, who had retired from the Coast Guard, and had some ideas, and we talked and put some ideas together, and it just grew from there.
And this is the fourth year. Fourth year. And let's tell people what they get when they get there. They arrive at 2 o'clock.
They arrive at 2 o'clock. I'll let Larry talk to you about
we have the vendors set up by 12, and I'll explain those.
So if people want to come early, they can still.
Well, 1 o'clock the doors open, so we can keep it all organized and everything. And 2 o'clock the program begins. From 1 to 2, if you can envision a drill floor, a large space like that, we have the platform for our one guest speaker this year, and of course an excellent band, I'm told, from Tullahoma.
I think that might be the South Jackson Street Band.
And I think you're right. And along with those, if you can envision, around the perimeter of the drill floor are various veterans organizations. There'll be the Department of Labor and Workforce Development, there'll be the VA, the VFW, American Legion, and so on and so on. And we also have Mr. Guy Hill from Shelbyville, who has an extensive military uniform collection dating from 1861 to present. And he has those on mannequins, and it's a big hit. But the idea of opening at 1 and not beginning the program to 2 is so the veterans and their spouse can roam around if they have a question about their benefits or their service, and talk with one-on-one the people that represent the organization that can help them.
Do we have a phone number we need to put up?
Yes, if they're interested, they can dial Gail's cell phone number, which is 931-841-0715. That number, once again, 841-0715.
Did you guys get it? There it is, right on the screen. Right. Please write that down. If you have any questions concerning this event, you can call that number. And also, maybe there's people that like to donate to this wondrous cause. You will accept donations?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have fundraisers. As a matter of fact, last Friday afternoon, Larry and his wife and my brother and I, we stood at the railroad track in Cowan. And in approximately 2 hours, we raised $450.
That's wonderful.
And everything that we raise goes into this project. Anything that's left over will be donated to either Wounded Warrior or some other military event. It always goes back to our military and our veterans.
I know that, Larry, you helped to do that event last year, the Wounded Warrior event in Manchester, and I understand that's coming up again this spring.
Yes, it'll be this spring on Armed Forces Day, which is just one date off from what it was this past year.
And it was a wonderful experience, and the fact that so many great people were honored, that made me feel good, because I come from a military family that goes way back. And I think there's not enough that we can do. I really believe that. I know there's something else that you do that we should bring up. You mentioned it to me.
Well, it was probably, I'm involved with many volunteer organizations for military events simply because I served in the Army for 30 years, and that's what I was trained to do. One is the honor flights, which last year the leftover money went to the honor flight. We do 2 flights a year in October and in April. It's the Southern Middle Tennessee honor flights. Claude Morris is currently our chairman of the board, and Lana Woodard at Citizens Tri-County Bank handles all the guardians, and I handle all the veterans.
Now, do I understand that the veteran plus a guardian of that veteran?
Well,
go on that flight?
anyone
Do I
can
have that
go.
correct?
Anyone could go as a guardian. The veterans have to be either World War II or Korean vintage, served during those periods. A guardian can be anyone but a veteran's spouse. National honor flight rules forbid a spouse to
No
go
spouse, right.
because if a plane went down, you lose a father and a mother. But it can be grandsons, neighbors, and we have many people that volunteer to be a guardian.
And how many do you usually take each
We
year?
take 30 veterans. The number's predicated on wheelchair usage, because if the veteran needs a wheelchair, then I have to have one
You have to
guardian
make
per
sure you
veteran. If the veteran does not need a wheelchair, then for every 3 veterans, I only need 1 guardian. So the number
And so
fluctuates.
you go to D.C. and you see all the memorials and...
They fly up there. When they get into the airport, there's 2 fire engines firing cannons of water, which the plane goes under. When they go into the airport, they have their honor flight T-shirt on. Everyone stands up and applauds them. Onto the tour bus, they go to the World War II Memorial, then the Korean War Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, Arlington National Cemetery, see the changing of guard. And then something we added 2 years ago was, rather than have a box supper, we take them to Fort Meade, Maryland, and they eat in a modern dining facility, and they see that how much it's changed since when we
Since you were
served, and
serving,
what we
yeah.
used to call the old Army 7-day menu, where we knew what we were going to eat
I love that.
a week
I
ahead
love
of time.
that is taking place. Well, let's go back for a moment
Yes.
to October 6th and make sure everybody understands that what all they're going to have. Not only a speaker, they'll have dinner.
Right, they will have dinner.
And does this cost money?
No.
Oh, good.
No, the fundraisers that we have cover
the dinner.
cover everything. We have volunteers to to help serve.
So this is a gift.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a group of kids from the high school that will come out and help us serve. They were there last year, did a wonderful, wonderful job. So they're coming back again this year.
I expect that this will continue as long as you live, anyway, won't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And as long as I live,
hope
because
so.
I always think that we can't do enough. And I appreciate so much what you're doing. Is there a website about Let Freedom Bring? I know there probably is a website about the Wounded Warrior event.
No. At one point we did have we had a website, and we decided the money needed to go toward what we do as opposed to a website. So we have I have an email address at work that they're more than welcome to contact me.
And you are encouraging all veterans of all wars, young, old, families, to come and honor these wonderful people. Do you have any last words that you'd like to, something you want to talk about before we have to close out?
I would like to say that if you have someone in your family, if you have a loved one, anyone that you would like to have a personal invitation sent to,
that's a nice
I will be
idea.
sending out invitations to our veterans. If they will call me, give me an address, call this number, and I'll be more than glad to mail them a personal invitation.
And if I could dovetail into that in closing, we always are looking for volunteers that would like to come out and help. It's a feel-good, win-win situation, because you walk away feeling really wonderful because you're around those wonderful heroes of ours. We also certainly always need money gifts to keep this going. And I've forgotten the last one.
But you depend solely on a lot of volunteers.
Exactly. And we can always use board members to serve in the planning of this event each year. So, and they can contact Gail through that cell number. Again, it's 931-841-0715.
And write it down. It's
Please,
right there.
yes, please do. And give us a holler, and whatever your talent is, it can be used in making this a success.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much for
You're
what
welcome.
you do. And Gail, you're
Thank
wonderful
you.
people.
Thank you
We'll be
very
back
much.
with more of Living.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo Fiend, Music Fan, Video Streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, in commemoration of the 9/11 catastrophe in New York City, for the past 3 years, Bel Air School has been having an honor walk where the children walk around their track behind the school with the first responders here in Tullahoma, the police department, the fire department, and the ambulance service staff. And in respect and in honor of the first responders and the 9/11 catastrophe. We were over there the other day to film the walk, and hope you enjoy this time of remembrance and commemoration.
So today, as we do our walk-a-thon, we also like to take a moment to thank our community heroes. So we're going to start out with the presentation of colors from our fire department. Everybody will be quiet. This is like we're going to be ready for our pledge. people to our community, Mr. Paul Blackwell and Mr. Richard Chastain. I just want to say a few words to you.
Thank you, Ms. Roden. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's truly an honor to be invited to this each year. The men and women of the Tullahoma Fire Department are very proud to serve this community. They're very proud to help when people need us. And it's just like in 2001, when everyone was fleeing the disaster, the firefighters, the police officers, the paramedics, the Port Authority workers were heading towards the disaster. And even today, if there's an emergency in Tullahoma, you can count on your police, fire, and emergency medical services to make the situation better. We're honored to be here.
And as these young ladies sing our national anthem, they end it with land of the free and the home of the brave. Not everybody can say that. And that's why some 12 years ago, a group of people attacked our country because of what we represent. But also on that day, we lost several Americans, many citizens, many residents, many visitors to our great country. And as the chief said, the police, the fire, the ambulance people all responded to that scene without concern for their own safety. And that's why we're here today, to give Bel Air School an opportunity to say thank you to the police, the fire, and the ambulance personnel. And we in turn say thank you for the support you give us, because each and every day we leave our families to come out and serve you and your families. So today we're going to walk around the track. I encourage you to all take a hand of a policeman, a firefighter, or an ambulance person. Walk the track with them. I know y'all at Bel Air see police officers every day in your school. That's our commitment to you and to this community. So every chance you get to say thank you to a policeman or a firefighter or an ambulance person, please take that opportunity. And I'll echo what Chief Chastain said. God bless America. God bless Bel Air School. And thank you for being here and everything you do to support us. Thank you.
So now it will be our honor to thank our fire department, our police department, our emergency responders with the honorary first lap. And boys and girls and teachers, if you'll quickly spread your children around the track so that we can appropriately thank them.
At this point, the children are walking and getting around the walking track behind Bel Air, all the way around where when the policemen and firemen walk, they will be able to applaud them and congratulate them for the work that they do. And here are the firemen and policemen walking the track and being congratulated by the students. And it's just a wonderful tribute to our first responders. And look at this, each of these men has children holding their hands. What a wonderful thing. Bel Air School, only in Tullahoma do you see things like this happen.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at the main event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Weather vanes are one of the oldest methods of weather prediction. While there are a multitude of designs, the most sensitive weather vane is this rather unattractive dish shape. It detects rain, sleet, snow, even wind. You know it's working because when the bad weather comes in, your TV signal goes out. Quite ingenious.
Outdated satellite technology is no match for clear, reliable TV from Charter.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now Lynn Farah. And Lynn is from Shelbyville, I believe. Is that correct, Lynn?
Yes.
And she is with a program called CASA. And tell us a little bit about what CASA means and what your program is about.
Well, CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, which means we recruit and train and supervise volunteers who advocate for abused children in juvenile court. So all of that to say that when a child is abused in the state of Tennessee, we are all responsible as citizens to report that abuse to the Department of Children's Services, and they investigate that abuse, and then they decide if the child needs to be removed from the home or if services can be put in the home, and all of that goes to the juvenile court. Judge Tim Brock is our juvenile judge, and at that point he can appoint a CASA volunteer to speak up for that child and to bring more and more information to the court.
Okay, and you mentioned this program encompasses Bedford County, Coffee County, and
Franklin.
Franklin County. Okay, so Judge Tim Brock hears cases from all three of those counties.
No, he's the Coffee County judge.
I see, okay.
Charles Rich is in Bedford County, and Tom Ferris is in Franklin County.
Okay, all right. Now, when you say they speak up on behalf of the children, they in court issues, is that what they're?
Yes, well, when a child's been abused, it brings the family into a sort of a spotlight with the Department of Children's Services and the juvenile court. And in juvenile court, we understand that the abuse has occurred, and then we need to decide what's best for that child going forward. Can we do services for the family like parenting classes or mental counseling or alcohol and drug treatment? Does that child need therapy? Does the child need special education in school? So we try to make sure we got all the information on that child and that family so that we can be sure those services are provided, because we would love for that child to be reunified and for that family to be safe if at all possible.
Okay. Now there's going to be people with questions about this, and they're asking me for a phone number. Is there a phone number we can put on the screen while we're talking here?
Our phone number, our office is in Manchester, and the number is 728-0126.
All right, 728-0126. Okay, how widespread is these problems with children that end up in this court?
Well, those of us who've been fortunate enough not have any abuse in our history, and we're fortunate enough to raise our children safe and secure, we really don't realize how much of it is in our community. In Franklin County and Bedford County, there's 1 day a week for juvenile court for abused kids, but in Coffee County we have 3 days a week. On Mondays and Thursdays the dockets are full every week of children who've been abused. So there's probably 300 kids in Coffee County alone with abuse issues, and we've only been able to serve about 100 of those children.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
There's that many of them. So does the court ultimately, based on your recommendations, decide what the disposition of these cases are, or what course of action?
We really work as a team because we're appointed by the court. We have a court order that allows us to talk to everybody. We talk to the parents and foster parents, teachers, counselors, and we're a full member of the team with the Department of Children's Services. So we like to say we're extra eyes and ears for the court, but we're extra arms and legs for the Department of Children's Services because their caseworkers have dozens of cases, and it's really, really hard. Our volunteers only take 1 or 2 cases at a time, so we have the ability to bring a lot more information to the team, and then as a team we make best decisions for the children and the family.
And you say these advocates are volunteers, right?
They are. We're starting a new class on October 1st, and we're recruiting volunteers now, and our volunteers are amazing. They're the highest caliber of character and integrity. We go through an extensive interview process and application process, and then we have 35 hours of training that we're going to be doing on Tuesdays starting October 1st. Well, these volunteers are asked to do a lot, make big decisions, talk to a lot of people, gather a lot of information. So we have to train them on how the child welfare system works. How does juvenile court work, the Department of Children's Services? What are the laws pertaining to these children? What are the issues that families go through when things are going right for them and when things are going wrong for them? How do you talk to people? How do you write a court report? So it's pretty extensive, and our training is a lot of fun. Most of our volunteers don't want training to be over because we have a lot of fun talking and trying to figure out all these things together.
You mentioned there were 300 issues or cases that you're dealing with normally
in juvenile court,
in Coffee County, and there that
probably
many
close to 200 in each Bedford and Franklin County. The Coffee's bigger.
That's just unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. Is your ultimate goal here to try to keep the families united? Because I know a lot of times that's probably not possible.
A lot of times it's not possible. I would say probably 40% of our families can be reunited successfully, and maybe another 30% the children go to a relative who can take care of them, and then probably 30% the children find adoptive homes and families adopt the children.
I think I'd heard somewhere where foster homes are an issue to even find them, especially in this area. Is that correct?
They are. A lot of times our kids in our counties, Bedford, Coffee, and Franklin, are placed in Cleveland or Ottawa or Columbia or Memphis, Jackson, Knoxville, Greenville. Sometimes it's because they need residential treatment facilities, and we don't have that here locally. But a lot of our foster homes are maybe an hour or 2 away from home. And so our kids, they're still our kids and our courts in our communities, but a lot of times they're placed far from home, and that's a real problem.
And I assume by abuse it could be physically, sexual abuse, maybe even mentally abused?
Yes, there's a lot of physical abuse, and there's a lot of sexual abuse in our community, unfortunately. It's a very sad thing, but and this might be a good time for me to explain the difference between CASA and the Child Advocacy Center. A lot of people get that confused in our community. The Child Advocacy Center provides a child-friendly place to interview the child, to find out what happened to this child. And the Child Advocacy Center is trying to put together a criminal case to prosecute the person who hurt the child. And that's very, very important. But in our case, what happened to the child and how do we take care of this child from this point forward is an issue in juvenile court, not criminal court.
Right.
So when we have clear and convincing evidence in juvenile court that this abuse occurred, then as CASA and the DCS, we can go forward to protect the child. And that's what we do. So it's kind of two pieces in the child welfare puzzle that are both very, very important for children.
Could I assume, perhaps by your appearance here today, that you really need more volunteers that are involved in this program?
Absolutely. We always need volunteers. And if they want to get in this October 1st class, it's really important to call us quickly at 728-0126.
Okay.
So we can get that started.
Okay.
And then we're always raising money. We're a nonprofit organization, and the needs are great all over our community for lots of good services, but we're always needing money to operate as well.
Okay. So if you would like to help or volunteer, either one, if they'll call that number that's on your screen there, 931-728-0126.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you for coming by today. Who knew that problem was that big in our community? So a great thing that you guys are doing.
Thank you. It continues to shock me as well, and I've been doing this for a long time.
Oh my goodness, and that's certainly a service that's much needed in our community and others as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, with more living following these announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
Who needs this modern world? I can live just fine out here without the road rage and boy bands. Of course, I might miss my Charter HD with football on ESPN and Walking Dead on AMC. ESPN and AMC. And, well, Shark Week on Discovery HD. But that's all. AMC, ESPN, Discovery, TBS, and Comedy Central HD. But that's it. Except for HBO HD.
Charter now has over 100 HD channels and more brilliant HD shows on demand than ever.
All right, we're back.
I love it. Canned laughter.
Philip found canned laughter.
Just for me.
Just
for Peggy. You know, we did a show.
They told us to pay attention, and I guess because I almost missed that.
We lost place.
We did a show down in Lynchburg, and Pete James was down there, and Pete was directing that show, and it was what was it? The Country Jubilee or Hillbilly Jamboree?
Jamboree. It was a pilot for
right. And Pete got the crowd, and we got crowd shots, and we changed crowds, and Pete got all these different sounds out of everybody. So it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, he'd make us laugh one way, then
And
he'd
then
make
you
us
laugh
laugh
another
another way.
way, and it
then
made more sense,
Then
didn't
just
it?
a yell, ha, and different sounds. So it wasn't always the same.
Can you all laugh on cue? Come on, let's do it. Right?
That's pretty good. I like it. There ain't nothing better than joy in your heart.
There are clinics where you go, and if you're depressed and down all the time, you go there, and all you do is laugh. And it works.
And it takes less muscle to laugh than it does to frown.
So I think we should leave the show laughing
Leave
today.
the show laughing today. Let me tell you what we're going to do when we do leave the show today is next week in Tullahoma is the 41A Festival.
I'm excited about that.
And that's on Friday and Saturday night. And on Friday night, Will Hogue is the closer. Ed Hogue's nephew. He had a Grammy-nominated song last year, and this year he has the song for the Chevrolet truck called Strong.
That's right, I've seen it.
And we're going to play Strong for you right now. And remember that's who's closing next Friday night at the 41A Festival.
And so everybody
Will Hogue.
come out.
Almost Ken. Will
Almost
Hogue.
Ken, yeah.
See you next time.
Y'all are insane.
Hey, my name's Will Hogue. Thank you for being here. This is a new song for all you hard-working folks. This is called Strong.
He's a 20 years straight, get to work on time. He's loved one woman for all his life. He's a shirt off his back, give you his last dime. He's strong. He's in need to move something, you can use my truck. He's an overtime worker when the bills pile up. Everybody knows he ain't just tough. He's strong. Strong. He'll pick you up and won't let you down. Rock solid inside out. Somebody you can trust. Steady as the sun. Ain't nothing gonna knock him off the road he's rolling on. He's strong. It ain't what he can carry or what he can lift. It's a dirt road lesson talking to his kids about how to hold your ground and how to live strong. He's strong. He'll pick you up and won't let you down. Rock solid inside out. Somebody you can trust. Steady as the sun. Ain't nothing gonna knock him off the road he's rolling on. He's strong. Strong. He'll pick you up and won't let you down. Rock solid inside out. Somebody you can trust. Steady as the sun. Ain't nothing gonna knock him off the road he's rolling on. He's strong. Everybody knows he ain't just tough. He's strong.